In this video, we will be showing you how to replace front brake pads and rotors on your Audi Q5, located behind the front wheel. Let's get started with the job. Safely raise and support the vehicle so that the wheel is off the ground. To remove the hubcap, you will need to have a pick or a specialty tool to be able to fit into the groove to pull it out. To remove the lug bolts from the vehicle, we will need a 17mm socket. We will remove the first lug bolt, check it for inspection, and restart it back in a couple threads to prevent the wheel from falling off. As we remove the last bolt, hold the wheel so that it does not fall. Now that we see our front brakes, we can focus on the caliper. To remove the caliper, we will need to remove these sliding pins from the bracket. We have two pins to remove, one at the top and one at the bottom. Using a punch and a hammer, we will be punching directly through these little ports to get them all the way out. You will need to press down on the clip to release the tension on the pins. If it's really stuck in there, you may use some pliers. Now, secure the pin and the clip so you can remove them safely together. After removing the clips and the pins, behind the caliper, you will see a sensor. This is your brake level sensor. It's here to indicate whenever the brake pads are actually low and you need to replace them. To remove the clip out of its secured position, you will need to come behind it and find a connector. You will see a tab. You will need to gently press down on the tab to pull out the connector. In some applications, the tab for the connector is actually going to be pretty difficult, so I recommend using a flathead screwdriver or a pin to lift behind it and twist it out. After twisting it 1/4 turn, you will easily be able to slide the sensor out and remove it from the vehicle. Let's inspect the sensor, check for damage, set it off to the side. Using a 21mm socket, let's remove these two caliper bolts. We will be setting it back in a couple threads just to prevent the caliper from falling by itself. Holding onto the caliper, let's remove these bolts that we started by hand. And now we will be using this hook to hold the caliper up onto the suspension. After securing our caliper to the suspension, let's remove the brake pads from the caliper. Let's reinstall this lug bolt so that the rotor doesn't fall off. We are going to remove this T30 torque screw that is holding the rotor in place. We are going to hold the rotor in place while we remove that last lug bolt. Remove the rotor and discard of it. If your rotor is stuck in place, tap it with a hammer. Now we have our brake pads here. We also have the brake level sensor that we saved from earlier. One of these brake pads will be our brake pad wear indicator. It will be on the inside of the caliper. To put it in properly, you'll see a notch on the end of your brake pad wear sensor. That notch needs to go on the inside. On this brake pad wear sensor, you will see a 90-degree angle. That 90-degree angle needs to be facing towards the outside of the pad. Next, let's prepare our pins. In your new kit, if you did not receive new pins, we will be reusing and cleaning out the old ones. For this, I'm using a wire brush, and you also want to clean up the back of this clip as well. Let's get these back over to the vehicle. Now we will be using a wire brush to clean our mounting area. I am now going to clean this with parts cleaner, and I have a collection receptacle under the area. Now that our mounting surface is clean, it's time for us to apply some anti-seize. Now that we have our brand new brake rotor, we will be using a T30 to line it up and hold it in place. If it is easier for you, have your T30 on your tool already so you can get it started. Be sure to line up this hole with this tiny hole right here for your T30. Now we will be removing our caliper from the hook and sliding it back onto the rotor. Do not forget to remove the hook from the vehicle. Start both of your caliper bolts by hand. Using your 21mm socket, tighten the bolts down. I will be using an impact wrench. The bolts from the caliper to the knuckle are going to be torqued down at 145 foot-pounds. Before putting the brake pad into the caliper, we will be applying silicone paste to the edge of the brake pad metallic side, just like this. Do not apply too much because if it heats up and gets into the brake pad material, it will melt and make braking a lot more difficult. Now do the same on the other side. Now you can slide the brake pad in between the rotor and the caliper. Again, make sure that the sensor is facing the right orientation. Do the same thing with the other brake pad. Now we are going to be installing the brake pad wear sensor. As you can see on this application, there is a round surface and a flat surface. On the round surface, you want to make sure that you are using this portion specifically to enter this gap first. From this point, you will see that you have a tab that is sticking out on the outside. We can rotate this tab to make sure that it goes right into the hole available for it. After that, just take your loose connector, connect it right back in place. Listen for the audible click. Now we have our mounting hardware. To make sure that we put this mounting hardware in correctly, you do need to have the clip facing the right direction. On this specific clip, you will see that you have a notch. That notch needs to be facing this direction so that when you slide in your pin, it will go through all the holes and fish through the clip right here. Now with the top, you will feel a little bit of resistance. Push down on the top of the clip and attempt to fish it in. Now that we have all of our pins started, use a hammer so that we can gently tap them into place. Make sure that you get all the pins directly through all the holes. Now that we have everything in place, we will gently apply pressure to each point and make sure that it's installed properly and nothing is loose. We're gonna take our brake pad wear sensor and we are gonna secure it with the strap or the bleeder screw. One last quick inspection of our brake area. Now let's install our wheel. I will be using this 17mm socket to get it started by hand. Doing this will prevent the wheel from falling off. Now install the rest by hand. Now snug them down in a star form pattern. Now with our wheels safely on the ground, let's torque our lug bolts to 103 foot-pounds in a star form pattern. After torquing the lug bolts, we will be reinstalling our hubcap. On your rim, you will see that you have two grooves that allow for your hubcap to slide into. On the inside of the hubcap, you will notice that you have one tab and you will also have a hole. If the tabs are broken off, the easiest way you can always do this is by aligning the hole in between the two tabs on your rim. Now that I've shown you how to replace your brake pads and rotors, do the same on the other side. Pump up the brake pedal and take the vehicle out for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.